coming today to the beautiful penthouse of Ravisi's in Bondi. My name is Kaila, Carroso, Director of Social Collective, and I'm so excited to be here today with you all, showcasing a concept that has been years in the making. There are two purposes behind having you all here today. One being the launch of an exciting new series of for-purpose events that focuses on preventative education, early intervention, general awareness and fundraising for charities and causes that I am passionate about. It is also the start of a critical conversation about the social media industry and how to influence with impact in a time where influencers are beginning to exploit this industry and send out the wrong message. It's a critical conversation because the very nature of my business and the reason we are all here today is to drive awareness to good people, ventures and causes, such as the incredible work of Livin', who are breaking the stigma of mental health with their powerful message, It Ain't Weak to Speak. Founded by two amazing individuals, Casey Lyons, who couldn't be here today because he's literally out there saving lives, and Sam Webb, who I have the pleasure of welcoming here today and have known since back in the day on the Gold Coast.
Absolutely. Before I get started, I just want to say thanks to everyone for being here. I mean, it's I know it's a couple of hours out of your day, but very grateful for you to be here. And Kaila, thank you very much for putting it on. Thanks for having us up here, and thank you very much for having Livin' involved. So let's all raise a little toast. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
To Social Collective and everyone else for making this happen. Thanks, guys. Before I get started, there should be a clap there as well. Let's clap as well. It's like an awful silence. It's like crickets. Really quickly, for those of you who don't know what Livin's about, Livin started in 2013 after a good friend of mine took his life. I was with Dwayne the night of September 15 of 2013, and I can tell you right now, hand on heart, from an outside looking in, Dwayne had it all. Life of the party, very charismatic, represented Australia at the Commonwealth Games at 16 years of age, so very young. But behind closed doors, Dwayne was a broken man, and Dwayne called me into his room that night and basically opened up everything about his story, his feelings, his life. And I remember the last two words that Dwayne had said to me that night was two words, I'm fine. The last two words I heard from Dwayne before he went on to take his own life in the next hour. And maybe some of you here don't really resonate, or you don't have a personal connection with mental health or suicide prevention, which is fine. I totally get that. But at some stage in your life, whether it be now, whether it be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you know, the conversation is probably bound to happen, and everything that we do around mental health is around awareness, going into schools and giving people education that, you know, I wasn't lucky enough to have when I grew up. And I think it's really important because, and I shared this just recently, but the one thing they don't tell you after a suicide is that you never truly be able to relax after you have a missed call on your telephone. And when you get a message light up your phone saying bad news, for example, like your heart jumps a little and you think, fuck, what's the what's happened? Like, you never actually truly relax. And this may be the case for any death, but given the overwhelming shock that couples and unexpected suicide for the briefest moment in time, I mean, a message like bad news takes you to the very darkest corners of your mind. And in the weeks, months and years following Dwayne's death, I mean, my grief took me to the darkest places imaginable, and I had my own suicidal thoughts. And even when it was my turn to reach out for help and ask for help, and I knew exactly what that looked like, you know, I stayed quiet because I didn't know how to ask for help, where to get help from, what are people going to think. And I think a big part of what we do at Livin' is breaking the stigma on mental health. And I think every single person here, whether we're on the piss or not, which is all good, and we can sit here and we can all be open when we're drinking, but at the end of the day, everyone here has the power to change someone's life, and you don't have to be a professional to do that. And I just think just being open, honest, being your true self, as Hayley said, I mean, it's very important because your story can change not only your life, but it can change someone else's life. And I think it's really empowering. It's really good to know that, because it's easy for me to sit up here and say, look, fuck, if you're struggling with bipolar or anxiety or depression, like I walked in here today and I don't feel 100%. And that's just because I've had a drink over the last couple of days, and I call it anxiety, like, honestly. And it's not the best feeling, and it's easy for someone to come up to you and say, look, you're fucking not alone. And that's all well and good too, but when you're in the moment of time and you feel very alone, and no one or nothing can take that away. Everyone here has their own struggles, and your struggle is your own struggle, and no one can take that away from you. And everyone here fights their own battles that maybe no one knows about. So own that, respect that, and enjoy it, and use it to your power, because it is power, and it definitely makes a difference in people's life if you've got your own. And I just say cheers to that. Let's have a good afternoon.
Today is all about keeping it real, so we can swear, we can drink, and we can do whatever we want. Hayley Westerby is such an inspirational person. She keeps it real on social media. If you don't have her on Instagram at her now, Hayley Westerby. She has had the most amazing journey, and I'm going to let her share a little bit about her journey with you guys today. Over to you.
Hello everyone. I'm going to keep it really brief, but I think for me, I kind of fell accidentally into kind of social media and that whole industry. I started my Instagram for the pure reason because I wanted to document a weight loss journey. I started 65 kilos heavier than where I am today. And so for me, I wanted to be that person that I needed when I started my weight loss journey. So I wanted to be that person that was going to tell you that it's going to be okay and that it is possible for you to lose the weight. And that I wasn't born somebody that was a size 8 and has always been a size 8. So for me, it was really important to be honest and open and kind of share that story that, you know, you can start from somewhere and build it up to be whatever you want it to be, but it takes time. So, and then yeah, through that industry, I've kind of met amazing people who both stand for some really incredible causes, and there are some really kind of fake people that you've met in the industry as well that aren't doing such a great job for the industry. So my purpose of being here today is to kind of really shine a light on the people that are authentic and that do help the world for the better.
100%. And aside from that amazing story, the reason why we've connected is because in a time where influencers are making such an impact in today's industry, it's really important that people keep it real and just don't try and live this fake life and give out this really bad message to our younger youths who think that Instagram is all about endorsement when really it's about impact.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it should be okay for someone to kind of, it's not so much being confident that people will like you, it's being okay with people if they don't like what you are and what you do. So I think for me that's what about being real and being yourself is all about.
And that's why we're starting this conversation, so that hopefully people in this room can take away that it's not all about endorsements and money. It's actually really good to have a purpose. There's some pretty hectic stats that I want to share with you guys about online bullying, which is another massive reason why we're here today, to make you all aware about how crucial the things that you say online are. So the stats are nearly 43% of kids have been bullied online. 1 in 4 has had it happen more than once. Only 1 in 10 victims will inform a parent or trusted adult. And bullying victims are 2 to 9 times more likely to consider committing suicide. So going back to what Sam said, you don't realise how something that you say online can really be detrimental to someone's life. So in saying that, I'm a massive supporter of Livin', not only because they're my mates, but because I just think that what they're doing is amazing. So I'm putting on this party today to raise awareness and funds for Livin'. And after this, we're all going to head downstairs, and it's going to be a really cool party. We've got DJ, it's going to be fun. And if you buy anything from this drink menu, the proceeds are donated to Livin'. So do that. Thank you all for coming. This has been like a massive process of planning, and it's so cool to have you all here today, and it's all happening. So let's go party downstairs and raise awareness.
Yeah, a big thank you again for having us.
So everyone in here has a goodie bag and gets you a free drink downstairs. So we've got a bunch of amazing brands and sponsors on board who have been really supportive of today. So make sure you grab a goodie bag on the way out, and if you're heading downstairs, you've got a free drink and heaps of other goodies that are inside that goodie bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. Let's do it.